Welcome everyone, and this is we're very excited, and we're a little bit nervous, and we've been preparing this for some time. This is the launch of a new big financing round from the Alinker, and we'd love to get you all up to date with all the stuff that's happening and how we're doing, what we're doing, and how far we've come, in especially last year. We're a company that's built on values. We're incorporated of a certified B Corp. We're a CEO venture. We measure our impact with the Sustainable Development Goals of the UN because it's a language that lives between B Corps and CEO, not necessarily because I so deeply believe in the UN and the development goals, but it gives a sort of shared language to talk about impact differently than money. First, I would like to do the land acknowledgement. We have a land acknowledgement on our website, which I think is crucially important to be aware and to spread awareness about that we are uninvited visitors to this land. I'm specifically today on the land of Toronto, the traditional territories of the Wendat, the Haudenosaunee, the Anishinaabe people, the Mississauga of the Credit, and the Métis and the Inuit people and the Chippewa. We'd like to start with that little video. You might have seen it. We've just published a little animation to show a little bit more about why we're doing what we're doing, because we got the question, I thought you were selling bikes. How come you're having a farm in Kentucky? We heard that too often, so I thought, there needs to be a little bit more context, and one 2.5 minute video that shows the insights of why we're talking about a farm.
Hey, I thought you were selling those cool bikes. Yeah, we do. It's amazing the impact they have. Life-changing, really. Often devices are technical solutions for a body with a problem. I designed the Alinker for how we want to live, for who we are, active and engaged people. Moving is healthy, and on an Alinker you can go out again, be at eye level, build your muscles and reclaim your independence. But now follow me up to a systemic level, will you? We think we have healthcare, but we don't. We have a reactive sick care system that primarily medicates. Health is about wellness, and in order to be healthy, we need mobility, community, and healthy food. Now, when I invented and developed the Alinker, I realized that it's not just about mobility. It is about access to mobility, access to community, and access to healthy food. So we built the Alinker company to create that access. Access to mobility. If we were just selling Alinkers, we wouldn't reach the people who are driven into poverty by our sick care system. And that is just not just. So we have integrated a crowdfunding platform on our website, and we offer a 0% rent to own. Access to community means showing up for each other in kindness and having fun. We just launched an online platform where people can meet, do yoga, dance and exercise with our Alinkers. And we host regular lives on Instagram. Access to healthy food? Well, food is medicine. Many symptoms and illnesses are related to a lack of healthy food. So we built access to food by building a farm in Kentucky in the midst of a huge food desert. The farm is accessible, is a community, a learning center where we grow fresh food that feeds people in the whole county. Oh, and did I mention that we employ Alinker users? We build equal access to health for us all and by us all. We won't hold it against you if you don't have mobility challenges. Everybody is welcome in the Alinker family, so join us. www.alinker.com.
I'd like to start a little bit at the systemic level. In nature, we don't have waste. So everything regenerates. There's no waste. There's no, everything just regenerates into the same system. If you see them as problems, as waste problems, then that's a bit of a problem, because they're not problems, they're symptoms. And if you see them as symptoms, that the system produces something. If that's not regenerated, it's not like trying to focus on the waste problem, but it's going back to the system, like we have a design problem. Our society, though, has those systems that are not designed for the well-being of all of us. it has us completely conditioned to constantly talk in problem statements and constantly try and fix the systems. Yet if we go and see that the system is actually not designed for us, then you can see that those problems are not problems, they're symptoms of that system. And you can go back and say like, hey, I actually don't need to engage with that system because it was never designed for my well-being or our well-being. So I don't actually believe in problems, because problems are deceptions, they're distractions, and they keep us fixed in a system. As long as we focus on the problems, the perceived problems of a system, we are stuck with trying to survive and fixing everything and whatever. And we're so busy doing this that we cannot dream and imagine anymore. Focusing on problems gives a feeling of scarcity, urgency. Oh my God, I don't have time, I don't have money, I don't have all those things, like, because I'm constantly trying to survive a system that is not designed for me, for our well-being, for us to thrive. So I don't believe in problems. I believe in building a new world. And I want to start this with a story. You're familiar with the Humans of New York? It's a guy that does, little vignette stories, eccentric people that he finds in the streets of New York, interviews them and whatever. And he found, normally that's just one story per person, and he puts it on a blog, he puts it on Instagram, super engaging, very interesting, because they're the most spectacular people that you get in his stories. But then he meets this lady, Miss Stephanie, and he gets so captivated by her story, by who she is. She's an incredible spirit, and the whole world throughout her childhood with abuse, being a Black person in New York, all those things, being a woman, being a burlesque dancer in all those environments, the whole world was not designed for her to thrive. Yet she is this incredible spirit, and he gets completely enthralled with her and starts interviewing her long. And then in that interview time, somewhere she falls. And she has broken bones and whatever. Now, he's interviewing her and he's witnessing this, and she has no medical system. There's no money, of course, to sustain her, to take care of her. She's an old lady in the street, and he's like, I'm going to do something about that. So what he does is he tells the story. He posts ultimately 32 posts about her on his blog and on Instagram. And he doesn't talk about how sad it is and that she doesn't have medical and whatever. He talks about what an incredible human being she is. And then he posts a GoFundMe page to get her medical bills covered. $2.6 million. And it is not because it was a charity for a woman who was sad and needed a medical system. It was because she is an exuberant, vibrant, incredible spirit person who, with the nutrients of the money, becomes a whole body. And then when somebody told me this story last week on one of the calls that I'm having, I was like, oh my God, this is it. This is us. We are the broken lady on the ground in pieces, separated from the money. The people with the money love to be part of something. So they wanted to give their nutrients to the body. So all of a sudden I saw this metaphor and I was like, I'm going to start this pitch with that story, because that's who we are. I refuse to see problems. I refuse to see a broken body that is separated from the money. I see money as nutrients that need to be part of the body, to be a body that can thrive, so that this incredible woman can thrive in life. And so she's got the proper medical care with the 2.6 million. All the people that gave something are part of something incredible. And she is funding her children's organization with that 2.6 million. And she's looking after 5,000 street kids in New York. She can thrive now because the nutrients that were available but separated from the broken body have joined the body. And now we are a body. I'm living in this body with the Alinker. I'm living in, like, how can we live together if everything is integrated? We're not separated. We shouldn't be separated. And that's where I want to start. Currently, our society is broken. We're in pieces. We're shattered. The system is not broken. The system is extremely successful, super sophisticated, such that we continue to fix the problems. so we can continue to be broken. We are broken. People are broken. And so as long as we have the separation between nutrients and the broken parts of the body, we continue to try and put the body together, but it's not helping. It's not working. Focusing on the problem, my practice is to never be in scarcity. Always dream in where I would like to, how I would like to live, and create the world in how I would like to live. This woman raised $2.6 million because she is attractive. Her spirit is attractive. That's what raised that money. So with the Alinker, it's the same thing. Like and same with CEO, as long as you dream into what we can be together, people want to be part of that. And I'm hoping to have that kind of conversation with each other today. Like we have everything available to us that we need, literally everything. But in that story of the broken, the money didn't have the purpose, and the broken body didn't have the nutrients. I'm not in scarcity. I'm not in any urgency, but people are. This woman is in Australia, and she sent me an email, and she said, I've read about the XS, the extra small Alinker. My son is losing his mobility in the next half year. Some of you might remember Lorenzo's Oil from 1992, the movie. She has an urgent need.
That's great. Good job, buddy. Well done. That's a 10-second lap, mate. Oh. Keep going. What do you got to say, Luca? Look up at me. Look up. We're a bit tired today, aren't we? A little bit tired. And you did that with no tears. Well done, mate. Big smile for the camera.
It took us 5 years to make the XS because there were no nutrients. Only last year, since Selma has joined us, I've been able to have the freedom, because now I've got a team that we're working with, and Molly and Tanya are here as part of the team, the direct team. Only in the last year, I was able to develop the XS and the XS, which is the extra small and the extra small. So for kids from 4 years up and 9, 10 years up. The amount of emails that we're getting from people that finally, it took me 5 years, and I met the first children years ago, parents in anguish about their children losing their mobility. We need nutrients to feed those projects, to let me do my work, to let us do our work of getting the Alinker to where it needs to go. And now they are here. And you see the little kid in the first picture is Colton. He's 9 years old, got muscular dystrophy. As he grows, muscular dystrophy takes away the muscle mass, and as you grow, your muscles lengthen. So he's losing his muscle mass twice as fast as a grown-up. He needs the Alinker right now. I've got it here in the room, and it pains me every moment I look at it because he needs it right now. I need it for the development because we didn't have the nutrients for 5 years. And only last year, with the help of CEO and with Selma Blair and with CBS Innovation Nation, we have the nutrients to do this stuff. There are some urgencies in our society. 67% of Americans is overweight, yet there's nothing non-stigmatizing to them to stay active. Meanwhile, the food and the pharma industry thrive because they're doing really well, having half of America in food deserts, not giving people access to food. We cannot have people personally responsible if the system subsidizes crap food and doesn't subsidize healthy food. So we develop access to mobility for all, and a new development of the Alinkers up to 450 pounds, because that's where we need to start to get people active. The amount of people that we have that are heavy weighted cannot use the Alinkers right now. They're at 265 pounds. We need to get those Alinkers up to 450 pounds. As we talk about food, as we get people in community, because isolation is a way bigger problem than any of the physical stuff that people are dealing with. So that's why we built this company holistically, because you cannot just sell bikes. So for the demographics of what we're talking about, just talking about the Alinker, is about 15 to 20% of the population lives with disabilities. That affects half of the people with mobility challenges. 80% is on antidepressants, the isolation issue. 60% of the population is overweight. Non-food and no access to healthy food is feeding the system. that then feeds the pharmaceutical system. It sounds like a conspiracy theory. What I've learned about the medical system and how that incentivizes using drugs, incentivizes using being inactive. We are a disturbing company because we make people independent. We are literally a shit disturber because people get their agency back and become independent again. That's the system that we live in. So as we build our company, access to mobility, access to community, and access to food, we make the Alinker, the mobility itself, accessible through distributors who we have in Switzerland and Czechoslovakia, Italy, New Zealand, Australia, UK. 4 of them have MS and are Alinker users. They were sitting at home being unemployed. Now they're employed and they have a purpose. They love the Alinker and they want to have as many people on it. And we couldn't have a better ambassador, of course, in those countries. We offered the 0% rent to own. To make them more accessible for people. They pay 4 months down and then they have 8 months down payments. And we have the integrated crowdfunding campaigns. So far, 133 crowdfunding campaigns have been successfully completed. 133 people that could never afford an Alinker and 133 people that are now in connection with each other in community, and they are seen, heard, and acknowledged. That changes lives. And then we have, for years now, a partnership with the Liquid Gym in Ottawa, people that totally get it. And they have developed, as they had to pivot in COVID, they have developed the Alinker Academy, which is more than 20 hours of Alinker-specific classes, yoga on an Alinker, seriously. And it's brilliant. It's brilliant what they're doing. And we have been given a 6-month free membership to the Alinker Academy online with the sale of Alinkers, which is only $50. I mean, it's not a lot. And people have access to all those videos and can engage with the instructors and with each other. This is a really nice partnership. And we have Marianne here on the phone. But years ago, Marianne, I met her at the Social Venture Network. And she saw the Alinker and she was like, crap, my son's got CP and I want to introduce you. I mean, this happened over a few meetings that we had with each other since we met there. On the left side, you can see John Robert, that is the son of Marianne, and he is on the runway of the LA fashion show there on an Alinker, and everybody wondered if they could be as cool as he was. So with Marianne, over the years, it was two Russian designers who were the first in the world to design wearable clothing, not adaptable clothing, because that still assumes a mainstream. So wearable clothing that is designed for people in all shapes, sizes, and ways they move. We have now, and you see and those are undisclosed pictures. That's just because we didn't have anything yet. Those are by the same Russian designers we're launching. Marianne is launching, and we're partnering with them. This is the new wearable clothing line with the very same Russian designers who were the very first in the world to do this. And that got us on the LA Fashion Week stage on the runway and in the Moscow Mercedes-Benz Fashion Week right in front of the Kremlin. So those jeans, they're coming, they're padded, as you can see right bottom. We're going to distribute them and sell them on our website as well. And then the farm, of course. So left top, you see, and that's way too much detail for one slide, but we're all about partnerships. You see that with the Liquid Gym and with this. Succeed and 8 Can Frame and Farm from a Box are other CEO ventures. We're working together to create an ecosystem in which we can build what we need to build. So we have a 25-acre farm in Kentucky, and there's 2 Alinker users who are married to each other and have 2 small kids and 4 other adults that live on the site. So there's 8 people living on that farm right now. 2 people are employed by the Alinker because they do our social media campaigns and the farm, of course. So we're building a whole, we have built a whole proposal to do this farm. And in the last half year, so much has already happened. Way more than as I kept writing the proposal, I had to delete all those things like, oh, done. Super exciting. And it will be a completely accessible farm. There will be 2 farm from a boxes, one with mushrooms, a shroom box, and we're making that together. and then one 40-foot box for all the green and the cascading terraces that we're building. So investing in the Alinker is indirectly, directly also investing in Brandy and Succeed and 8 Can Frame. We'll have a conference center there where we can have exterior people that come and do conferences, have a source of income beyond all the other revenue streams that we're creating on the farm as well. That project is a big project at the moment, and it's not that big as how we start because there's so much life around it. There's relationships with the local universities and student involvement and people in the area. It's the biggest food desert. When Brandon, where is he, on the right in that little picture with the 2 dudes, when he has to go to the nearest supermarket where there's some fresh produce, it's 40 miles drive. And then the fresh produce is nothing is local, nothing. And so what he started doing now, because the word spreads what those dudes are doing there in that farm, like, what the hell? Like, this is Kentucky. And yet there's this farm and those people that, like, what the crap, something else is happening. And they know them as people that were 400, 450 pounds. Now they're 180 pounds because they're eating vegan. And with a farm vehicle that we bought secondhand, they're actually driving to that supermarket and now starting to forage healthy food into the area. They're making veggie patties, they're making smoothies, they're healthy. And many people are like, we're watching those Netflix series. We know that we need to get, and we can't get the food. They are ready. And that's right in the midst of Kentucky where you least expect it. The things that we're getting as comments is unbelievable because the need is so fucking high. So I'm super thrilled about the farm thing, and it's not something that takes a lot of my time or our time. Yeah, we're building a proposal, but it gives me energy, and Brandon does that with the 4 other adults that he's got there. One of them is the guy on the left in that little picture with the 2 dudes. He was 480 pounds just not even a year ago. And he came out of abuse, and he said, can I come and live with you at the farm? And Brandon was like, yeah, sure. He's 19 years old, not 480. He was 450 pounds. Now he's 280. I'm always messing up the pounds and the thing, but he's lost half his body weight just because he works, he's happy, he's in community, and he eats well. It's that simple.